questions. I'm sorry, my name is Patrick Simon. I'm on the Princeton Council. Watching the maps in the presentation looks like a sort of a longer-term plan for the expansion of the campus, and it's certainly understandable given the university's needs. But one of the things it looked like, and I want to know whether this is a fair takeaway, is it looked like it's within lands owned by the university currently, that there's really not an intent to continue to acquire new lands. And I guess I'd want to ask, is that a fair takeaway for the community? That's part one. And part two is, in the planning uses, one of the things that wasn't described was sort of mixed use with commercial. And there's been some limited amount of that already, but not a whole lot. And so the question is, should we expect that there will be mixed use with commercial, or is it pretty much campus focus on all the lands going forward?
I will again defer to my colleagues in a minute, but I think to some degree there's answer to both your questions in thinking about the future of Alexander. So I think most people know the university owns most but not all of the properties along Alexander. I think it's no secret that the ability to develop that in a very attractive way for the town and the university would be enhanced if we could think about the whole area in a holistic way. So are we looking to purchase additional lands? For the most part, no. But if some properties came available, recently the Rainey's did, and the university purchased it. That's one area where we might. And as we've thought about that area, we've very much thought about it as a residential mixed-use area where there would be some retail or some commercial along with some residential along that area. So that, I think, is an attractive area, particularly as we finish up, as we hope we will next summer, the development around the train station and the Lewis Center. I think thinking about Alexander in that way really is attractive. That's really where I think we're mostly focused on that. But Cindy, is there something else?
No, I think that's right. I think that, again, thinking in a very long term, the plan is to understand what might make sense on some of the university's lands a little further away from current centers of activities. So potentially West Windsor, if that were to have university-related uses on it, might need some kind of amenity and support. Whether that takes the form of true commercial development is impossible to say right now. But as I described, I think the effort over time would be able to lay the ground to create a community there. So it's possible that there would be small amounts of amenity that might be thought of as commercial activity that could be part of that mix as well. And it's one of these things that we just are thinking about a whole variety of options, understanding, of course, always how the university's activities fit within the local market to make sure that things are supportive, not competitive, because that's in nobody's interest.
And I would just add, to answer your question, that your takeaway is correct. We're working within the lands that we own. I think Bob's point about the Alexander Road is an exciting possibility for the future of the town and the university, but other than that, it's within the lands we have.